Turn right. Recompute. Get ready to turn left. Turn left. Keep left and then turn left. Turn left. Go straight on. Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Get ready to turn right. Turn right. left, and then turn left. Turn left. Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Turn right.
I'm sorry.
Go straight up. Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Go straight on. Go straight on. Go straight on. Go straight on. Go straight on.
Keep
right,
happened. That's
and
when
then
I called
turn
the
right.
therapist, and the therapist was like, "This is dangerous. Someone's gonna die in this house." So for me, it's like you go
Turn
from
right.
being and it was like our first year of marriage where I started to see things, and the first thing you think is big as hell, like
Yeah.
No, of course.
Like,
That's what you guys are taught.
you know, that's what we're taught as women.
Every week we always say, it has dropped. It has dropped.
Hey.
It has dropped.
And like,
Strongest woman in that sense. We'll give you a medal. We should have brought it.
And the thing is, I really was trying, because at some point I kind of took a break from working, and I was like, okay, let me see what's happening in my household. And also the thing is, it's also lockdown. You know,
Get
so
ready
married during
to
lockdown.
turn
I
back.
got married during lockdown. So yeah, so it's Yeah, man.
And that's how the song Peace of Mind.
So
Turn
peace
left.
of mind is really about me getting to a point of getting my peace back and hoping that my ex-husband also finds peace.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do not think that he's at peace.
No.
Whatever is going on and everything. You know, it's nice to speculate from the outside. Sometimes I look at speculations,
Here
but
we
the
are.
truth of the matter
Safe
is when I
and sound.
left, he wasn't at peace. And, you know, when you love someone and you've loved them before, you will always have love for them. And for me, I desire peace, you know, for him. And also just, I think I also got to realize in the last year that I don't think that that was the right person for me. The kind of person I am. And I don't think maybe I was the right person for him as well. You know, I think maybe, you know, like, I think sometimes you get together in a relationship and it's nice. Then you don't realize that, oh, actually, there's a certain level of brokenness that maybe we both haven't addressed.
Sure.
Then, you know, and it shows up in different
Creeps
ways.
up, yeah. Because my thing is, when I heard that you guys are getting a divorce, I started getting worried for him. Because I know, like, you were always there for him and he'd really, like, listen to you. So when I heard that you were leaving him, I'm like, oh,
That-
you know,
I
this was
think that's-
bad.
She was his corner. That corner.
Yes.
And
Because a lot of people
that's the
left him. A lot of people in the
that's-
industry.
And I think that's the problem. I think when you're with someone and people say to you, he only listens to you. That I didn't know. Now I didn't know red flags before because I didn't date a lot of people before, right? So I now know that, like, when you're in someone's life and people are so happy that you're in that person's life, that means that there's something going on that you're not privy to.
You think so?
Yeah, so for me, it's like, I remember last year realizing at some point, I was like, why am I the only person that is now in this person's life? And I asked myself, is there something wrong with me? What am I doing wrong, you know? Am I not a supportive partner? Then I realized, we went to, you know, there was a time where we went to therapy, and then there were other things that popped up, and obviously therapy is like a private thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I was willing to support my then husband through the process of, okay, I remember at some point there was like, okay, you've got anger management issues. I will support you through that. But now it gets tricky when I speak to you and I say, hey, how you're dealing with issues is now affecting my career and my brand, and I've worked so hard to build this.
Yeah.
And I remember the response from him being like, if you haven't worked hard enough to be able to say whatever you want whenever you want, that's not my problem. That's when things, it's like, okay, I'm supporting you so much, but when for you, it's like, you know, then it becomes, that's where the term, I think, narcissism comes from. That's
Yes.
when you don't care about somebody else, somebody else just has to rock with your music.
Who's staring?
You know, somebody else has to be okay with you today being so angry and shouting and screaming. The next day, you're like the nicest human being. You know what I mean? I think that's where the challenge is.
Isn't that bipolar? That sounds like bipolar.
I can't diagnose. I actually, you know, come from a family where I have a family member that is bipolar. You actually get diagnosed for that.
Yeah.
So you can't necessarily, when you see someone having anger outbursts and things like that, you can't diagnose that. You can't say it's bipolar. Even narcissism, you can't say, because we're living in a narcissistic society. But now, I will say that when I found out that sometimes someone who is going through a period where they are constantly angry, they're constantly shouting and things like that, they don't know that they are being abusive to the people that they love. When you go out there and you disclose information about your loved ones or your wife or things like that, that they have not allowed you to disclose, you're breaching that trust. That is abusiveness. You can look at it and say, but now I'm being called an abuser, because that is abusive behavior.
Did it ever get physical though?
No.
Okay.
No,
Thank
it didn't, and I honestly to this day don't believe that he's done the stuff he's done to me because he wanted to. I think it's someone that just really needs to work on themselves. At some point we had discussed him completely being off social media.
Yeah.
I was like, if you get off social media completely, work on yourself, because you're so much to contribute, right, to society and to the industry even. Like, I want, you know, he didn't make me, But there was a time in my career, like any other partner, where he was supportive, where I would say, baby, I'm doing this gig and this gig and this gig. You were like, oh, you're in Durban. Okay, why don't you also go to boom, this place? But he didn't, he never managed me. I always, even now, I have my own team. I've always been, when I went indie, I always took that journey upon myself. But when you've got a partner that you can, lean on,
Yes.
you lean on your partner, you get support from your partner. But now it shouldn't be that just because there was a time he was supportive as a partner, now he wants to destroy everything that I ever made.
Or like he made you or something.
Yeah. And now, so that...
Does it on your music though?
No. So there are songs that we wrote together. There's an album, when I did Songs in the Key of Love, he was very instrumental in that album, and I'll forever be grateful for that. We did that album in Jan, and lockdown was going to be in March. He literally, I remember, he's someone who is very in tune. He was able to say, baby, I think that this COVID thing is going to close, and I know you want to make an album, and why don't we just try and make your album before it happens? And he decided, he even helped me like pick the people I worked with, drove us to Cape Town, the biggest act of love. We got to Cape Town, worked for a week. There's even like vlogs about it, where he was the most, he was the most supporting partner, and I was the most appreciative of it. I thanked him, and it's only even when we were doing like there are songs that he contributed, like when you're in a writing camp, there is like a producer.
Yes.
And he is a writer, he's written songs. So there are songs where like yours, where sometimes I'll play him demos. Sometimes some of the songs I have, it's a chorus and a verse, and I'll play that for him, and he will be like, oh wow, this is beautiful. He loves music. I love music, so that's what connected us. He will come up with stuff, and for that he's credited for that. He also is on the splits of that work.
Sheets, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Like the man that you describe and saying he reminded you of your father, he had a great heart and all, to the guy we know now, two different people.
Yeah.
What do you think was the catalyst or cause of his change in behavior?
I won't know. I won't know what it was. I think that I think he's worked. I'm not making excuses for him because I have not, by the way, spoken to this man in a very long time. I don't know what's going on in his...
For real, you guys don't talk?
No.
Like you
don't.
blocked him